to get back to the phone.
we don't
You
need
have
this
a
for
great
now.
day. Okay, you know what? Just head back this way, and we'll go with Mallory first. How about that? And then if the rest of you want to have a seat, we'll look in a little bit. Okay? Bye.
Come on in, Valerie. And I'll go ahead and have you sit there. All right. Let me get a couple of things out here. So what made you interested in or excited you about being a teller at Emprise Bank?
I'm taking an accounting class from Mr. Hebert at Hillsborough High School, and it's really interesting to me, different numbers and helping people with finances, because I know some people struggle with it. So I really like the idea of helping people make the right decisions for their finances.
Awesome, awesome. Tell me a little bit about yourself outside of Mr. Hebert's class. What do you like to do? Or
This is my first year at Hillsborough High School. I transferred from Cimarron, which is in the Dodge City, Garden City area.
Okay.
There I was really involved in different clubs and sports, and I'm continuing to do that. I'm on the volleyball team, and I really enjoy it. I like camaraderie and teamwork and things like that. I plan on double majoring in stage direction and business to open a nonprofit theater for underprivileged children.
Okay.
So I'm really excited about the musical coming up at the high school, because I really like to perform, and I like different things where a lot of people come together to make something happen.
Okay. So when is your high school musical?
November 8th, 9th, and 10th.
And what is your production this year?
It's Hello Dolly.
Oh,
So,
fun.
it's really exciting.
And you are in the play?
Yes.
Okay, what's your part?
I'm Ermengarde, which is the main character, whose name is Horace Vandergelder. I'm his niece, who is
Okay.
persistent in her want to marry this artist who doesn't have money. So.
Okay, well, cool, very cool. Well, I have just a few questions I was going to ask you today. And the first being, how would you describe your attitude towards work?
Work, I think that work is a huge opportunity to learn about different people, learning about working with other people. You know, you don't have to like the person, but if you work well with them, then they can really benefit you in making different decisions. I think it's important to work, because work ethic is really important if you want to be successful in anything that you do.
Awesome. What would you say is satisfactory attendance at work? 100%, 75%? How often do you think somebody needs to be at work to be acceptable?
I think that they need to show up when they're called to work, and if they aren't called to work, then they should be checking in to see if they can do anything. But if something comes up, like an emergency, then they need to be really informing their boss on why they're not at work.
Okay, good. And what's your reaction, or how does it make you feel if your coworkers are late or absent?
I think it's disrespectful of someone to be late and not tell them why or have a good reason. I know that some people some days are just like, you have a rough morning and you're running late, and that's acceptable, but if it's every single day or multiple times a week, then they really need to be focusing on getting into work on time so that we can start our tasks and start our days.
Okay. Why do you think a professional image is important?
A professional image is important because, you know, as a teller, you're going to have a lot of customers coming in, and if you look like you're not prepared or not ready to help them, if you have like messy hair or you're not wearing like proper attire for the workplace, then they're not going to trust you, and that's bringing the entire business down by just your image not being professional.
Excellent. Can you think of a time where you met someone for the first time and they remembered you? And why do you think that they remembered you?
So I've been on mission trips to Santa Cruz, Bolivia, and there's a language barrier because I'm not fluent in Spanish,
Yeah.
obviously. And so, but just by smiling we go to a children's home there, and so just smiling at the orphans and being really intentional about, what you're doing, I think that they remember us when we come back because we just are so, we have a loving relationship and it's a friendship.
Great. The job as a teller, I think it sounds like you understand very much what that is, and constantly being face to face with customers and helping them with their financial needs. What do you think are your personal strengths that would make you good at being a teller?
Okay, I am very organized. I've organized money working concession stands over all of my high school career, even at Cimarron High School. And I've also been really trying to make friends and because I'm a new student here, being face to face in conversation and looking people in the eye, being really intentional about making sure that everyone has what they need. I like helping people, and I like making sure that they're comfortable and that they're educated about what's happening. And so when they're in the dark, it's not fun for me.
Very good. And what do you feel your greatest achievements to date are?
I don't know if you've heard about KAY. It's an organization that's in many different schools. It was at my previous high school at Cimarron, and it's the Kansas Association for Youth.
Okay.
There's 6 areas, and it's only in Kansas, and there's 6 areas of Kansas divided, and you can run for your area office. So I am the area president of Area 5, and so it's just a really good achievement because you have to speak in front of people, and you have to answer questions on stage to be nominated, and then you get to speak and tell them why you would be a good candidate. So I prepared a 3-minute speech and spoke at a conference in front of over 200 people, and then I got awarded with being the area president.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Is there anything else that I haven't asked that you think that I should know about you?
I'm very passionate about people. I like to help them. I'm really just excited that I'm here. I'm getting experience in interviewing because it can be stressful.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I appreciate you having us here.
Well, thank you. It's great to be a part of this, and I'm happy to help you guys out. Obviously, we've got some other interviews to do, and so we'll get those done. But I will definitely be in contact with you. And if any questions or anything come up, I'll give you my business card and you can feel free to contact me also. Okay? It was very nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
And you did a great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, next.
So I get home and my mom, they'll have a lot longer.
Come on in.
Okay. But yeah, they're really nice.
How are you this morning, Olivia?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good, thank you.
That's good.
Go ahead and have a seat. Okay. Switch gears here. So I just have a few questions for you this morning. The first one being, you are applying for a teller job at Emprise Bank.
Yeah.
And what interests you about that position?
Well, I like that we're able to work with money, and we're also able to work with other people, and I make their day better because you get to interact with them, and then they tell you what they want done.
Okay, good. how would you describe your attitude towards work?
I think I'm pretty hardworking. Like, I try to work hard on my homework. We had a project that we had to do last year for, it was a Greek project we had to work on. Well, mine was the Greek god Medusa. So I had to work really hard on it. I had to make an outline for the speaking part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had to work on the PowerPoint and then I had to present in front of everyone. And I got the project done.
Good job. Do you prefer to work by yourself or with others?
Honestly, it depends on the day. Most of the time, I like to work with others.
Okay.
If I'm just in a bad mood, then maybe I like to work by myself a little more. But most of the time, I try to be social, work with other people.
Good. What would you say is satisfactory attendance at work? When you're scheduled, 100%, 75%, what's acceptable attendance?
Well, I mean, if you're available to be at work every day, like, you should be at work. You can't just like skip work. But like if an emergency comes up or something, then maybe you call your employer or like call the boss and let them know that you can't come in if you're sick or if like someone is in the hospital or something.
Sure.
That would be acceptable, but like not just missing work.
Okay. And so what's your reaction or how does it make you feel if a coworker is late or absent?
Especially if they're absent, it would make me really irritated because I'd be like, well, you're not doing your job very well because you need to be here at work with us and you need to be helping out the people.
Good. Why do you think a professional image is important?
Well, if people think that you're not professional, like if they just see you, like if you don't dress up very well or if you're mean and rude to other people, then they don't want to talk to you. Like they don't want to come to your like spot, like your booth.
Uh-huh. That's very true. Very true.
Yeah.
Can you think of a time where you met someone for the first time, and they remembered you? You know, the next time they saw you, they remembered, oh yeah, that's Olivia. Can you think of a time when that might have happened?
I think so.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Why do you think they remembered you?
Maybe because I tend to be like respectful to everyone. Like I tend to be like, I don't know, sweet towards them.
Mm-hmm.
I try not to just be like, whatever, I've met you, like I don't like you type thing. Like I try to be nice.
Okay. Very good. So we talked about, or I think you're well informed and know the job that you're applying for as a teller, very much interaction every day, consistently with customers, helping them with their finances,
Yeah.
being responsible for the money, and that kind of thing. What do you think your strengths are that would make you good at this job?
Well, I've started taking a couple of classes this year. I'm taking accounting and I'm taking personal finance. So we've been learning more about working with ledgers and working with debits and credits. And I'm also, I tend to focus on details a lot.
Okay.
So I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So I try to focus on details a lot, and on another one of our projects we had to do, we had to think of an intro for an project, and at first I didn't remember it, but I remember like I looked over what we had to do, and I remembered that I have to do this, and I got it done.
Good. Briefly describe your ideal job, your dream job.
Well, I want to be a piano teacher.
Okay.
Because, I'm still taking piano lessons, but I like playing in like recitals and stuff, and like we had the Bach Festival last year. Excuse me. I placed in the finals in the senior division of the Bach Festival. So they have the elementary, the junior, and the senior. And senior is like 9th or 12th grade. And I placed in the finals. I was really nervous though because I had to. When you make it to the finals, you have to play in front of everyone. So I was really nervous, but I was able to pull it off.
Good job. Do you think there's anything else that I haven't asked you that you would like me to know about you?
Maybe what are my weaknesses?
Okay. And what are your
That's a
weaknesses?
fair question.
Okay.
Well, you know how I said that I focus on detail?
Uh-huh.
Well, that's a strength, but I also focus on detail too much sometimes.
Okay. Sure.
So, because I care about things, I like to get them done. But if you care about things too much and you don't get them done on time, then that's not good either.
Good.
But I've also been trying to work on that. I can get things done faster, but also think about them and make sure that you have everything you need to have.
And I think that realizing that is a huge step and helping to move forward from that. Well, you've done a very good job.
Thank you.
And I was excited to see that you applied for my teller job because I do know you from the bank previously. So
Yeah.
we've got some other interviews to do. I'll give you my business card before you leave. So if you do have any other questions or anything that come up, you can give me a shout or shoot me an email. But
Cool.
it was very nice to spend a little time with you this morning, Olivia.
Yeah, it was nice to spend time with you too.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
How are you this morning, Tiffany?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Go ahead and have a seat. You nervous?
Yeah.
That's all right. I would be too, and I've interviewed many times in my life. So, we're going to talk today about a teller position at Emprise Bank. What interested you in this position?
I like working with money and talking to people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. We do a lot of both of those things here. How would you describe, or what is your attitude towards work?
I like it because it keeps me busy and it motivates me.
Excellent. Would you say that you prefer to work by yourself or with other people?
Probably by myself.
Okay, and why do you think that is?
I don't know, sometimes I like, being like alone kind of.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay. When you think about coming to work, as you're scheduled, what do you think appropriate and acceptable attendance is? You need to be there all the time or 75% of the time?
be there as much as you can, and if you need to take off, then that's fine. But just try and be there as much as you can.
Okay. And what is your reaction to, or how does it make you feel if you have coworkers that are late or are absent?
If it's for a good reason, then I guess it's okay, but just not all the time.
Okay. Sure. Why do you think a professional image is important?
What do you mean by that question?
So the way people see you, the way you're dressed, the way you act, the image that others are seeing when they walk up to your teller window. Why do you think a professional image is important?
It just kind of shows who you are and how you act around other people, I guess.
If you can think of a time where you met someone and they met you for the first time, and then you saw them again and they remembered you, like, oh, hi Tiffany, how are you? It was, so nice to meet you. Why do you think that they remembered you?
Probably by how I treated them and how I acted.
Okay. So being a teller at the bank, you are consistently working with customers in a face-to-face atmosphere. You're helping them with their finances. You have access to sensitive information about these people, their money. Usually people are pretty sensitive about that kind of thing. What do you think are your personal strengths that would make you good at this job?
I am friendly and I'm not really sure.
Okay. What is your ideal job or your dream job?
I've always wanted to do something that helps people in any way.
Okay.
So
And what kind of things do you feel most confident in doing?
probably just like helping them. I don't know, like just like I don't know, helping them, I guess.
Helping people? Sure. And can you think of, or what do you think would be your greatest achievement to date? Something that you've done that you're really proud of?
Probably running at state track my freshman year.
Well, that is exciting. What event were you
The
running?
4x8 relay.
Congratulations. That's awesome. Anything else that I haven't asked that you think that I should know about you when considering you for this job?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I'll give you all my business card before you leave. If you think of anything else or any other questions, feel free to shout at me or shoot me an email.
Okay.
But it was nice to get to spend some time with you this morning, Tiffany.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Last but not least.
I'm on my way.
Come on back.
Thanks. Alright.
Right. And I introduced myself out there, but again, I'm Laura.
Nice to meet you, Laura.
And what's your name?
Name's Josiah Jost.
Nice to meet you, Josiah.
Where do you want me to sit here?
If you want to have a seat right there, that would be perfect.
Alright. So, here's my resume.
Thank you. Yeah, I noticed yours was missing from my original file.
I forgot to send it. I just had to print it out. No big deal.
Perfect. Well, there might be some answers to some questions on here that I have, but we'll talk
That's
through
fine.
it. So, you're here to apply for a teller job
A
at
teller
Emprise,
job.
At Emprise Bank.
Alright. Now I know exactly what I'm applying for once.
Perfect. What interests you in this job?
In this job,
Yeah.
as a teller,
Mhm.
I guess just the experience, because this place looks really professional. Just gotta compliment it there, and I'd like
Thank
to. I've never really been a part of a professional sort of environment like this, and
Okay.
I'd like to figure out how it works.
Okay. And since you mentioned looks professional, why do you think a professional image is important?
Well, you don't, especially like as a bank, you don't want to give off the image that the people who are handling your money are like slobs and stuff like that. So I can understand the need to look good.
Right. Very, very, very true. How would you describe your attitudes toward work?
Attitude toward work?
Mm-hmm.
I take it seriously.
Okay.
Usually. Some days I might be tired, but usually I take it seriously. And for people who don't take it seriously, I kind of don't want to say this, but sometimes I look down on them.
Sure.
But I feel like I can change that into like helping them be more serious, like
Great.
people who aren't that serious about the job.
That's awesome. And kind of going along with that, what do you think is satisfactory attendance at work? When you're-
Satisfactory attendance?
Yeah.
Clocking in every day, doing, the hours required,
Okay.
and I guess if you want to go over, you can go over, but that's not what I would necessarily require
Okay,
per se.
sure. And so how does it make you feel, or what's your reaction if coworkers are late or absent?
Are late, a bit annoyed
Okay.
sometimes, but I can understand it sometimes because, you know, people have things to do. But if it's a serial case of lateness, then you kind of gotta wonder sometimes.
Okay, sure, yeah, absolutely. Can you think of a time where you met someone for the very first time and they met you for the first time, and they remembered you the next time that they saw you, like, oh yeah, that's Josiah. Right?
Yeah.
Why do you think they remembered you?
As a person,
Yeah, why? Yeah, they've only met you one time, and then the next time they saw you, they remembered who you were. Why?
I guess most of the time it's just because my dad's a missionary and we go to churches everywhere.
Okay.
So most people, usually from when I meet them, remember it because of my background and stuff like that.
Okay.
But as a person, I'd have to say, I guess the stuff I do, which is like technology stuff. I'd show them some of the things I've created, like I've created a video game in the past, I'll show them that.
Yeah, that would make me remember you creating video games. So, knowing hopefully a little bit about what being a teller is, you're in constant contact with customers all day long, you know, face to face.
I'm sure it can get tiring.
Helping them with their finances. You've got access to sensitive information. Most sensitive people are sensitive about their bank accounts. Responsible for the bank's money. What do you think are your personal strengths that would make you good at being a teller?
I think I enjoy responsibility.
Okay.
That's something that I like. When dealing with, like, I'm not usually that great with secretive information, but I'm hoping that doing this job will make me better at that.
Okay. And why do you think you're not good with secretive information?
Well, more like, I forgot the word you used. The reason I am not good with it, okay, would be...
Or what makes you say that?
Well, sometimes, like, when I'm just walking around, by accident, I'll just say my thoughts.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I feel like that's kind of a bad thing when you're dealing with people's money.
Okay.
So...
Fair enough. Briefly describe your ideal job, your dream job.
My dream job would be somewhere where I feel like I'm helping people.
Okay.
Which here is basically ideal. And, well, as I said before, responsibilities, because I like knowing that I am a vital part of something.
Excellent. What kind of things do you feel most confident in doing?
In relation to bank teller,
Anything. I mean,
most confident doing.
yeah.
I'd say working with myself, being able to get myself to do things.
Okay.
Like, for example, with homework and stuff like that. And that's why I think it was the first question you asked, where I said that I would enjoy the job.
Yeah.
That's probably why. If that makes any
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, it does. What do you consider your greatest achievements to date? What have you done?
My
that
greatest
you're most-
achievements?
Yeah. So what have you done that you're most proud of?
I'd say my drawing hobby.
Okay.
I'm able to get up every morning at around 5 and just draw for a few hours before school. I'm really proud that I was able to get myself to do that.
That is awesome. What kind of things do you draw?
I'm just learning the basics for now, so it'd be like perspective, people's faces, stuff like that.
Cool. Is there anything that I haven't asked that you think that I should know about you when considering you to be a teller?
About me?
Yeah. Question that I haven't asked that you.
I mean,
Something-
you know a lot about me now. I feel like that was pretty in depth, and most of the questions I would have asked you have probably already been answered. I guess if you wanted to know more, it's just like, because I've been around the world sometimes, I've dealt with a lot of different people,
Okay.
so I feel like that would be relevant as like big teller.
I think you're absolutely right. Any questions for me? I mean, about the job or things you
What are
want to
the-
know?
What are the day-to-day responsibilities besides, sitting at the teller for, I don't know how many hours it is?
We are responsible for the safekeeping of the bank's money, our customers' information. So a lot of the daily tasks that we do have to be under dual control, and we have to monitor that, and make sure that we're filling out all of our logs, that we're recording things correctly. But mostly you're here to help customers with their financial needs, with their bank business. There are some other things, little projects. Talked about the professional image of the bank.
But it's not like the
making
bulk
sure
of
that-
the thing, right?
Right, but making sure that your area is stocked with the necessary supplies that you need to help a customer.
And I feel
To
like
make
that's
sure that the
every job,
areas
really.
Are presentable, and kept in good condition, so, but
Good stuff to know.
here to help people. So I don't have any other questions for you this morning. I will give you guys all my business card before you leave. If you
Sweet.
have any questions, feel free to give me a call or shoot me an email. But it was nice to get to know you a little bit
It's nice
this
to
morning.
get to
Josiah.
know you more as well.
Thank you.
Gonna give our exit handshake here.
Yes, I'll let you, I've got your resume, I'll let you recycle that folder.
Yeah, I'll use it for something else, I'm sure.
I'm sure, you did a great job. You're next?
All right.
Okay, come on in. Oh.
You're still smiling?
Yeah.
They've all got the tears wiped off already, so they're done crying.
I actually don't think I made anybody cry, thank you. That's just.
Okay. Have you
We're
had,
special group, I'm sure she made all the others.
well, I can call it special thing. Just a bit.
Right. No, they all did great, and we're done. Let me grab you guys my card real quick.
Shut this thing down here. Hi, Mr. Hebert.